Okay, this is another hydroponic solution that I've used in the past. The benefits that I like about this, it does have a lot more things that you can kind of add to it depending on what you're growing. The other thing that I find is it mixes really easy. I just don't have any separation in the water. This is by Botanicare, and there is the base, the grow, the Pure Blend Tea, and the Silica Blast. And this one's pretty simple. I almost used the same formula for most of the growing period, but they have the chart, and they also have this chart online. But so for the base, I planted in the beginning part of May, so I'm actually on week 2-ish, 3. So that would be 8 milliliters per gallon. And I've got a 5-gallon bucket, but I only have about 4 gallons in it. So 8 times 4 gives me right around, I don't know if you can see that, but it gives me right around 30 milliliters. So very simple. Pour it in the bucket. Rinse that a little bit. Then the grow, that one is 12 milliliters per gallon. So for 4 gallons, we're almost at 50. And so it's hard to see, but you can see I'm pretty close to that. I don't go way over or way under. I usually try to get it pretty close. Same thing, I'm going to add that. Mix it a little bit. Okay, for the last 2, and these are just, one of them is to kind of help with the stalks on the plant and the roots, and then one of them also will help to kind of give it a little bit more flavor on your whatever you're growing. So on these 2, when you look at the tea, it's only 3 milliliters. So for 4 gallons, you're only talking like 12 milliliters. And then on the Silica Blast, which you really should add first, but that's 4, so 4 times 4 would be 16. So I'll measure out those 2, add them to the mix. Let me see if I can do this one-handed here. And I always shake the bottles. Oh, that didn't go good. Always shake the bottles. And we're pretty close. It doesn't have to be perfect on this. I'll mix that in there. But always shake the bottles, which I've already done before I start mixing up the formulas. And the Silica Blast is right around 12. Might have been a little too much of the tea, but it's not too bad. You can see, same thing as the other stuff. It takes very little. So we'll add that. And that is all there is to it. Now, same as with the other video I made on the other formula. I'm going to mix it. Mix real good. And also, I've left this water's been in this bucket a while. Left it out in the sun a while. And if you have like a city water where you have a lot of chlorine, also if you leave the water out in the sun, that'll help you reduce your chlorine. Now, just like with the other formula, same thing, we got to balance the pH. And hard to read, but we're at about 6.7, right about 6.7, 6.69, so it'd probably still go down a little bit. If you like to get it right in that sweet spot of 6.5, but anything between 6 and 7 is a good number. And this looks like it's going to kind of hold at that number. So if I wanted to take it down just a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of pH down, which will make it a little more acidic. When I say a little bit, it's just a really little bit. And then we'll stir that up again, and then we'll retest it. If for some reason I put too much pH down in there, then you also have pH up, or you can adjust it up. But normally you can just slowly work your way through it. Get it right to the numbers that you want. And you can see, that's how much that little bit does, because we're about 6.43 So we're pretty close. We're almost right at that 6.5. So that's all there is to this formula. The biggest drawback is probably price, and it goes a long ways, I will say that. But this bottle here is about $40. I think this one's about 40. This one's about 14, and I think this one's about 14. But they will last me quite a while, and I think one formula works probably as good as the next one. But I have had really good results with this, and I do like the way that it mixes. So just another formula.